You're listening to an African Elements top news story for June 19th, 2025. Please visit our website at africanelements.org for more daily news. New Student Visa Rules: Unlocking Your Digital Footprint by Darius Spearman. The United States State Department has restarted the process for international students applying for visas. This decision follows a temporary suspension of student visa processing that caused significant anxiety among prospective students worldwide. However, this resumption comes with a new and impactful requirement. All applicants must now make their social media accounts public for government review. Consular officers will be scrutinizing these public profiles. They are specifically looking for posts and messages that could be considered hostile to the United States, its government, culture, institutions, or founding principles. Refusal to set social media accounts to public and allow this review may lead to a visa rejection. This refusal could be interpreted as an attempt to evade the requirement or to hide online activity. This new policy rescinds a May suspension of student visa processing, which had been put in place by the Trump administration to expand social media screening. This new social media vetting policy represents a significant expansion of existing practices. Since 2019, the State Department has required visa applicants to provide social media identifiers. They also conducted extra vetting for some applicants, especially concerning alleged anti-Semitism. The current directive instructs embassies and consulates to conduct a comprehensive and thorough vetting, including an online presence, for all student and exchange visitor applicants. The term hostile attitudes is a key part of this new screening. It refers to attitudes towards U.S. citizens' culture, government institutions, or founding principles. This includes looking for advocacy for, aid, or support for foreign terrorists and other threats to U.S. national security. Furthermore, support for unlawful anti-Semitic harassment or violence is also a focus. While the policy emphasizes a comprehensive review, the effectiveness of human review for such content is questioned. Social media posts are often highly context-specific, making it difficult for officials to differentiate between sarcasm, parody, and genuine threats. Defining hostile attitudes for visa screening. Hostile attitudes towards U.S. citizens' culture, government institutions, or founding principles. Advocacy for, aid, or support for foreign terrorists and other threats to U.S. national security. Support for unlawful anti-Semitic harassment or violence. Impact on processing times and free speech concerns. An expansion of these efforts could significantly slow down the overall student visa issuance process. New student visa interviews were temporarily paused to implement these enhanced social media and security screenings. While applicants with existing appointments may not have been affected, new applicants will face delays. The added step of reviewing social media profiles, especially with the requirement for accounts to be made public, inherently extends the vetting period. The new policy has also raised significant concerns about its implications for free speech. Jamil Jaffer, executive director at the Knight First Amendment Institute at Columbia University, stated that the new policy evokes the ideological vetting of the Cold War. This historical practice involved excluding prominent artists and intellectuals from the U.S. The concern is that this policy will likely chill legitimate political speech, both inside and outside the United States. The Trump administration's targeting of international students jeopardizes free speech and privacy online. New prioritization for universities and visa categories. In addition to social media vetting, the State Department has introduced new prioritization criteria for student visa applicants. Consulates have been instructed to prioritize students applying to colleges where foreign students constitute less than 15% of the student body. This policy could significantly impact many well-known institutions. Foreign students make up more than 15% of the total student body at almost 200 U.S. universities, according to a 2023 Associated Press analysis of federal education data. Most of these affected institutions are private universities, including all 8 Ivy League schools. The criteria also include 26 public universities, such as the University of Illinois and Pennsylvania State University. When considering only undergraduate students, foreign students exceed 15% of the population at approximately 100 universities, almost all of which are private. The new social media screening requirements apply to all applicants for F, M, and J visa types. F visas are for academic and language students, M visas are for vocational students, and J visas are for participants in exchange visitor programs. Increased scrutiny on international students. The Trump administration has consistently increased scrutiny on international students and universities with high foreign enrollment. Previously, the administration revoked permission for thousands of students to study in the U.S., even for minor offenses, before reversing course. The government has also expanded the grounds for terminating foreign students' legal status. This heightened scrutiny creates an environment of uncertainty for many international students, including those from the African diaspora who seek educational opportunities in the United States. As part of a pressure campaign, the Trump administration attempted to block foreign students from attending Harvard University. Harvard relies on international students for tuition and a quarter of its enrollment. Secretary of State Marco Rubio's initial decision to pause student visa applications came as the Trump administration barred Harvard University from enrolling foreign students. Much of the tension between the White House and universities like Harvard stems from protests and rhetoric on campus following events in the Middle East after October 2023. Anxiety and unanswered questions for students. Students globally have been anxiously awaiting the resumption of visa appointments. Students from China, India, Mexico, and the Philippines have been actively monitoring visa booking websites and State Department press briefings for updates. A Chinese PhD student in Toronto, identified as Chen, expressed relief after constantly refreshing the website and securing a visa interview appointment for a research internship starting in late July. Despite the resumption of visa processing, several critical questions remain unanswered. The policy requires applicants to make all social media profiles public, but it does not explicitly state what platforms are included, how many accounts must be disclosed, or how this applies to applicants with no social media presence. If social media profiles are private or limited, or if an applicant claims to have no online presence, consular officers are instructed to treat the case as if the applicant failed to provide requested information. This suggests an expectation of transparency regarding online activity, even for those with limited digital footprints. Lingering concerns and future implications. The scope of the social media review is also unclear. It is not explicitly detailed whether the review includes private messages, deleted posts, or only publicly visible content. Furthermore, the duration of the social media history under review is not specified. While refusal to make social media public may lead to visa rejection, the process for appeals or clarifications in such cases is not discussed. Important questions about data privacy also persist. There is no information on how the government will handle, store, or protect the personal data collected from social media accounts. The potential for legal challenges to this policy or protections for applicants' free speech rights is not discussed in detail, although the Electronic Frontier Foundation has highlighted concerns about free speech and privacy online. The policy also does not clarify how these new requirements will affect students from countries with limited internet access or those who use social media differently. The reaction or adaptation strategies of universities, especially those with high foreign student populations, are also not mentioned, leaving many stakeholders in a state of uncertainty. The new social media vetting policy represents a significant shift in the U.S. approach to international student visas. While the stated goal is to ensure proper screening, the broad requirements and lack of clear definitions raise concerns about potential impacts on free speech, privacy, and the overall accessibility of U.S. education for students from diverse backgrounds, including those from the African diaspora. As these policies unfold, the global community will be watching closely to see how they affect the future of international education and cultural exchange. Copyright African Elements.